Thank God I've got my country home in the hills of Ohio.
Hey guys, today I thought I would do a little scouting. Let's call this the pre-scout for deer. It is August 30th, and most people towards the last week of August, maybe first part of September, you know, they start putting up game cameras and they start putting up some grain out and some bait rock and different stuff like that to you know, start seeing how these deer are acting. And I'm probably going to do that, but not today. Today we're going to just go look for some game trails and see if we can see about where I'm going to put the trail cam and stuff like that, so we have a better chance of getting a deer this year. Now, I believe gun season rolls in here in Ohio November 26th, I believe. Bow season comes in before that, September 29th, I think. I would have to check, but so, you know, we still have time. And every morning when I come out to go to work, I see deer out in the field. And that's where I'm going to start, just to see if I can see some game trails going on, see where they're going up into the woods. Right up here behind me, there's a pond. They like to go over there and get them a drink of water, and they're constantly going back and forth here across the road. Now, there's literally 3 people that live on this road, myself included, and these deer probably haven't been hunted. I haven't hunted here for several years. I know the neighbors don't. They own a bunch of acreage way back behind, way back on the other direction. Where I'm going to go is right up here behind me. And I think, you know, between them hunting up there, me hunting over here, we won't get in each other's way. And this isn't land that I actually own. One of my neighbors owns it, but he said I was more than welcome to hunt, so that's what I'm going to do. So let me show you what I'm talking about, what field. Okay, so you can see where this is how far I cut, and it's about that far from my house. And I come up here and cut it, mainly keep snakes down, different stuff like that. Now the neighbors bail that over there. They own somewhere back in here, but I cut it anyway to just keep the weeds down. But the deer will stand, they'll be feeding over here a lot, but then they'll hop over here and go up and they'll get some water from that pond. Now he has been doing some work on that pond, building up the levee a little bit, spreading out a bunch of dirt. Normally that's all green hillside, but so what I am looking for is I'm going to walk the woods line, and I'm going to look to see if I can't see a game trail. I did look a little bit here, but I cut this grass every week, and I always look up in there, and I don't really see any game trails this close to the house. So I'm going to go up a little bit and see what I can see. Okay, so as I was walking the woods line, I noticed 2 possible. This here, I thought maybe was a possible game trail, but then you notice the briars right here. Now, deer's not afraid of briars. They'll go through them, but what's going to happen is those briars are going to be tamped down. They're going to be moved out of the way. They're going to be broke. And then you would see some sign coming out here. But then I came across this, and you can see right here, this little tree has been pushed down. And as we go back in here a little bit, hopefully you can see this on camera, but you can see the trail going right up into the woods right there. Now, it looks like a game trail to me, and I'm not an expert at anything, but that's what it looks like to me. You can see where it's been tamped down, and I bet if we look hard enough, we'll be able to see some tracks. So I got to put the camera down so I can track up this hill a little bit, but then if I see anything, I'll turn the camera back on. Okay, as I was walking up this trail, and it's definitely a game trail. I haven't found any track yet, but I am probably about 90% confident that this is a game trail. Now, this right here is another sign. You have broken limbs on this tree. Now, it could have broke because it was rotted, but my guess would be something came up to it and broke it down. And as I'm looking, it circles around and goes up that way a piece. So that's where we're going to go. If I don't go tumbling down this hill, I don't have the right boots on, and it's been raining and this hill's wet, but if I'm not falling, then I'm not doing things right. Now, one thing I have noticed is I've counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and a few more back up in there, white oak trees. Now, I don't know whether or not there's acorns. We had a really late frost this year in the spring that will cause these white oaks not to drop their acorns, but deer really love white oak acorns, and the reason is they're not as bitter, and they'll eat the red oaks acorns, but they prefer the white oak. Now, they didn't tell me that personally, but that's just from, you know, years of listening to old timers and old hunters and stuff like that they love the white oak. And I don't see any signs of acorns or anything like that. I do see some black walnut, but that's about it. But just having the white oaks in this area is a good thing. So we're going to continue up the trail and see what we can find. Okay, so I'm about a quarter of the way up, and when I get to this point of the hill, the trail kind of breaks off. It's going to be real hard to see it on camera, but you have a trail that goes right down that way, and then it continues on down that way. And there's also a small one that goes right up there and then makes an S and then goes up that way. Now I just have to figure out which one I want to follow. I'm going to go down this one a hair, and then this one a hair, and then go up that one and see. It looks like that could possibly be an area where they bed down, because they like a lot of coverage when they bed down. Makes them feel safe. This way, not so much. I think I'm going to start this way first and then see what I run into. So, I made it not to the top of the hill, but that's where I came from, and this is an old logging road. It's not used anymore, obviously, and there's still that much more to go up into the woods. This is where the trail led me, which I kind of figured that it would. So what I'm going to do is kind of walk along this line here and see if I see anything going up. This right here would actually be a good spot to set up if I can find the right activity. But that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and walk the logging trail and then see if I can spot anything. Well, I'm out of the woods now. Starting to get dark. Found a few things that could be promising. Next time I'm going to do a little scouting across the road. If you guys have ever seen my squirrel trapping video along that trail, if I can still get up there, I haven't been up there for quite a while. Should still be able to get through there, but that's where I'm going to go next. Maybe when the weather breaks a little bit. It's almost 8 o'clock and man, it's still like 90 degrees outside and the humidity is just ungodly, as you can tell from my soaking wet shirt. But that's part of country living, I suppose. But yeah, I found a few things or a few places that might be promising, and you know, it's not exactly what I was hoping for, but it wasn't a total bust either. I did find a few tracks, barely, and I tried to get them on camera, but the woods is so dark right now where the trees are covering it. As you can see back up in there, it's really hard to. There might be a trail right there, as a matter of fact. But anyway, just thought I'd take you guys along with me. It's a pretty boring video of me just tromping through the woods, but also be a good place for squirrel hunting around those white oaks. Those would be really good. Squirrel season comes in next month, so that's going to be good. Now everybody says wait for the first heavy frost because of the wervils or weevils or whatever people want to call them. I don't know. That's usually what I do, but I'm itching. I really want to get me a few squirrel. Something so good about that meat. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope it wasn't too boring for you. And next time I'll take you up on another side, another hill, and see if we can't get something a little bit better. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.